Hey folks, I'm Big Sam and I've done it the wrong way for a long, long time. I've made excuses. I've blamed other people. I've waited on the right time. I've told myself stories about why I couldn't move forward. And if honest, most of us have. Welcome to the Big Sam Podcast, Leadership for the Rest of Us. We're here to move your needle. And I want to thank y'all for taking the time to watch what we're doing here and tune in. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I see the numbers on the people that are streaming and watching and listening. And man, I really appreciate it. Yeah. So hang in there with us. I'll make some references of how I feel about what we've done so far and where we're headed as we go through this episode. So you're trying to grow, you're trying to lead better, you're trying to get better. You're in the right place. We're here to move the needle. You're not going to be John Maxwell or Chris Hodges or pick your favorite leader overnight. Chances are you may never get to the level of those guys, but that's okay. What you're here for and what we're here and what we're called to do is little by little, just move the needle a little bit more every day. Get a little bit better every time you wake up. By the time you go to bed, if you're a little bit better person than you were when you woke up, then it's a good day. So today we're going to talk about something that's been quietly or loudly holding you back for years if you let it, and that's excuses. The ones that sound smart, the ones that feel justified, the ones that make you feel okay about staying exactly where you are. But here's the truth. There's an old cliche about excuses. Most of you know. I'm not going to say it. Everybody has one. They all stink. Excuses don't move the needle. Believe me. Working in manufacturing for years and years, we had one company I worked for. We had a product line that we manufactured in-house and we painted and we sold. And the head of the department or the head of the project would tell us all the time, I can't paint excuses. In other words, where's my parts? Well, we don't have them. I can't paint excuses. Can't ship excuses. Can't send excuses to the customers. Excuses don't do anybody any good is what we're saying here. So, and they don't move your needle. If you keep saying, I've got a good reason for this. Well, we'll talk about reasons. Most of the time you've got an excuse and that ain't working. If you look back at the excuses that you've told yourself and you've told others, you can tell they're not helping you and they're not helping those around you. Case in point, we're going to go when we say we're going to go back a little ways, we're going to go way back to the garden, not the one that you got planted outside, not the one that I don't have planted, which by the way, if you're here where I live, I'm looking out the window, everything's getting kind of green. It's planting season. A lot of people are putting their gardens in. I don't do that. Every time I've ever tried to plant a garden, my tomatoes cost me more per pound than caviar. Ironically, this studio that I'm in that we've built, we actually built it for a storage building. We decided to turn it into a podcast studio, is sitting right where I've planted my garden. So maybe there's some irony, some future prophecy, if you want to call it that. So back to the garden, the original garden. Adam and Eve messed up. God showed up. Y'all read the story. You probably know it. What happened? Adam says, "The woman you gave me," and Eve said, "The serpent deceived me." Right out of the gate, nobody's taking ownership. Here's what's wild. Thousands of years later, we're doing the exact same thing. I didn't get trained right. I don't have time. I'd do better if my situation was different. Hey, I've used that one. I wasn't raised right. Look how I was brought up. Look at the people around me. Man, everybody's got their excuses. Everybody's got them. Most of them stink. But here's the difference. Some of those may be true, but here's the difference. Reasons. There's a difference in reasons and excuses. Reasons explain. Reasons are something you can fix. Matter of fact, you need to identify the reasons for your problem so that you can fix them, so you can move forward. If you're using that reason as an excuse so you can keep going back and doing the same thing over and over, then that's a problem. So find the reason. You should fix it. An excuse says that's how I am, so it's okay. Uh, that's bad. So excuses will keep you the same. Sometimes there's what we think are good excuses. Those are the ones that are dangerous. Moses had one. God told him to go lead. Y'all know the story. You can go back and read it if you want to. Dig in a little bit. God tells him to go lead. Moses says, I'm not good enough. I don't speak well. There's a great case in point. This podcast. I'm not a podcaster. I was told recently that I've got a voice for radio, which is good. I've always been told I've got a face for radio. But I'm not a podcaster. I don't have any business doing this. I don't know what I'm doing. If you look at the first dozen or so podcasts that we've put out, you'll probably agree with me. But what we're doing is we're jumping out there and doing it. And we'll talk about that in a minute. When Moses saying, I'm not good enough, I don't speak well, sounds humble, right? No. It's what he was called to do, and he was making up an excuse. God didn't say, oh, yep, you're right. I'll go find somebody else. God said, go anyway. Do it anyway. Find a way. Get your brother to help you. That's a word for somebody listening right now. If you're waiting until you're ready, whatever it is, if you're waiting until you're ready, you ain't ready. You ain't never going to do it, right? Get after it. Quit making an excuse. If you're waiting until you're ready to lead, ready to change, ready to step out. I'm not ready to start losing weight. Well, okay, I'll move on for that one. And I believe me, I say that half jokingly. I know, and my fitness coach knows, I've come up with a lot of good excuses to not do the things I'm supposed to do. That's one I'm working on. If you don't get ready, you don't get ready before you do things. You get ready by going. You do it, you figure it out. And then now don't make the excuse of, I'm not really ready. I'm not really that good at this, so I'm not going to do any better at it. No, that's an excuse. You do whatever that thing is you're going to do. You want to get in shape, go walk to the driveway and back. There's a famous singer that is in the process of getting in shape now. And I read his thing. He was told, walk to the mailbox. And he didn't go, well, I can only walk to the mailbox. I'm going to quit. The next day, he walked to the next mailbox. This podcast, I created a little quick video on my phone, sitting at the beach. Wasn't that great, but it got the point across. I read it, I reviewed it. Then we made some changes. Every time we shoot one of these podcasts, I shoot two of them at a time. We review them, we look at them, we find out what's wrong. We do a little bit better. I got buddies that help me. My buddy Carl, he's telling me, he's an old radio guy. He's telling me how to get things fixed, how to get going, how to do better. So you don't get ready. You don't get good. What am I trying to say? You don't get ready first. You get ready by going. So just do it and figure it out. My brother once told me that our family motto is, what the heck, let's see what happens. And believe me, that's been cleaned up. So fear, a lot of times it's fear in disguise. You don't do that thing because you're afraid to. You don't start getting in shape because you're afraid of failure. You don't take that big job. Don't put yourself out there because you're afraid you're going to mess it up. You don't push hard at work because you don't want to fail. I did that for a long time. Trust me. You don't start a podcast because you're afraid that nobody's going to listen or watch, or that you're going to look like a goofball. You don't start twisting balloons because you're afraid you don't have enough talent. There's all kinds of reasons. Don't do it. Matthew 25, go back and look at it. It's a servant is given responsibility and he buries it. It's actually the parable of the talents. And I'm assuming that talent is a sum of money, but how many of us bury our actual talent because we're afraid to jump out there and do it? And that servant said, I was afraid. It was understanding. But fear didn't excuse him, it exposed him. So fear doesn't excuse interaction. You're scared, move anyway. You're unsure, move anyway. You might fail, move anyway. The things that, there's been times in my life where I've been afraid to do things and I haven't done them. And there's been a lot of things that have passed, a lot of opportunities that I missed because I didn't seize the opportunity because I was afraid. There's been times where I've been afraid to do something. I did it anyway. It didn't take me long to get over that fear. When you realize you're in the place you're supposed to be in, the fear will go away. Case in point, balloon twisting. When I walked into Pizza Hut in Jacksonville the first night, my knees were knocking together. When I walked up to my first table, I was like, hi, I'm the balloon guy. That scared me to death. Didn't know what I was doing. But we figured it out. And I walked out the end of that first night. I had $24 in tips and a free pizza. I thought this is the greatest day of my life. So you overcome that fear, push past that fear, pray about it, of course, and keep trucking. You're scared, move anyway. You're unsure, move anyway. You might fail, move anyway, because doing nothing guarantees one thing. Now, and that's the thing, and me and my boss talked about this. If you're afraid of failure and then you don't do anything, you failed. Let me say that one more time. If you're afraid of failure and then you don't do anything, that's failure. That's, you're guaranteed to fail. If you don't do anything, guaranteed you won't succeed. So push on. Excuses cost you. The great banquet, that's in Luke 14. People are invited to do something good. One by one, they make excuses, really good ones, reasonable ones. They all missed it. And that's how real life works too. Excuses don't just keep you comfortable. They cost you opportunities, that job you didn't go after, the habits you didn't build, the conversation you avoided, the growth you delayed, and later on. Back to fitness. What I can say, and I'm so thankful that I took the opportunity about 13, 14 years ago to start getting in a little bit of shape. I haven't done it very well, especially over the last few years, but I did something. And that success, the bit that I did likely saved my life. There were times where I would either be dead or disabled had I not gotten in some kind of shape. So do it, whatever that thing is. Doing this podcast, and what if I just said, nah, I ain't going to do it? Well, there's things that I've gotten to do and people that I've gotten to influence, people that I've gotten to meet. Balloon twisting, if I'd never done that, I can't imagine where my life would be. And I know more and more and more people that because they stepped out and did it, things have gone very, very well. Go back to, there was a guy owned a restaurant over just south of Atlanta, decided he'd make a chicken sandwich. Well, what if he hadn't stepped out and done that? Y'all know the rest of that story. So you won't remember the excuse, but you will feel the regret for the things you didn't do. And we're going to talk in a few more months of pull the curtain back a little bit, give you a little preview. The entire month of June, we're going to do a 4-part series on grief. And grief's something I know a little bit about. But we're going to talk about the grief of something that didn't happen. So that'll be, and there's a reason for that, because often that thing that didn't happen is because we didn't jump out there and do it. So let's flip it. Not flip it, flip it. Romans 14 said, well, I'll give an account. And one day we are going to give an account, not for somebody else, not for somebody else, but for ourselves. That's not bad news. That's power. I know I've got to answer for the things I did and didn't do. So the moment you say it's on me, everything changes. It's on you, you can fix it. If it's on you, you can improve it. If it's on you, you can move forward. Excuses keep you stuck. Ownership of your career, your life. Ownership moves the needle. When I say, if this is going to happen, it's going to happen because I'm going to do it. If this is going to happen, it's going to happen because I'm going to take the reins. I'm going to get after it. That's what moves the needle. So here's your challenge. The next 24 hours, capture every excuse. Bible talks about keeping thoughts captive. Excuses of thought. Capture every one of them. Every time you say, I can't, flip it to, here's what I'm going to do. I can't. Yes, I can. Like Bob the Builder. Yes, you can. Flip it to, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try it anyway. If I bust my butt, I bust my butt. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to go down swinging if I go down, or I'm going to hit the home run. That's where growth starts. That's where leaders are made. That's how you move your life forward. That's how you move the needle. Move the needle. Get after it. Do it. Just like Nike. Just do it. If this helped you, and I hope it did, share it with somebody who needs it. Do all those things you're supposed to do on socials, like, subscribe, share the Facebook page, share it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Y'all know what to do. Always, let's keep moving the needle. Let's grow together. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.